Hi, this is Roger. Thanks for dropping by. I had to go to the DIY place. Well, firstly, I had to go to the tyre place because on the way back from the show on Saturday, I caught the edge of a curb and one of my tyres just keeps going down. I think the wheel was slightly bent. Anyway, took it to the tyre place and they fixed the wheel basically, so I didn't have to have a new tyre, which is good because it was an awful lot cheaper. And they did that while I waited. So, and then on the way back, I needed some timber for a project in the grow room that'll be over on the Orchid channel, obviously. And it was suggested in my planting area out here, which has got next to no colour in it at the moment, will be very good in the spring. But the thing that was missing, that I noticed, is there's no daffodils. And somebody suggested dwarf daffodils might look nice. And this is one of the favourites of the dwarf daffodils. It's a good colour, sturdy plant, has nice strong stems, doesn't get blown about in the wind and that. And comes up year after year, and it's an early bloomer. Yeah, so it can be out in April. So a splash of yellow would be good, as the snowdrops will be out around that time as well. So I got those, but you know, it's on offer. It's £3 for 10 bulbs is a good price. These are good sized bulbs. There's no rot or anything on them, they look good. So £3 per pack was very good for 10. So that's 2 groups of 5. And then I thought, hang on, 3 packs for £7? That's, you know, that means the third one's just £1, isn't it? So anyway, I had a look and see what else they've got, and they had some other dwarf daffodils, which this is Tate a Tate, and this is Tate Buccal, I presume that's pronounced, Boucle actually, with the thingy on the E, isn't it? Which is like a double version. So I added those in. These are fragrant, yeah. I don't know how. I don't think daffodils are fragrant enough to sort of fill a corner of the garden with fragrance, but they would be if they were cut and brought indoors, obviously. So it's 10 of those as well. And then for the third pack, although I've already got some of these from Carol, I'm dubious as to whether they're going to grow. They died back incredibly quickly, and we had a heat wave when they were planted. So I'm not sure whether the ones that I've got are going to come up. So I thought, well, there was nothing else there I fancied. I thought we'll get some of these. There's 15 in here, so that's 3 little groups of 5. And that makes up my 3 packs. So these will probably get planted at the weekend when Hannah's down, when we're fiddling around doing bits and pieces anyway. So I'll put them to one side. But yeah, these are corms rather than bulbs. But yeah, I mean, they are one of my favourite blooms, and I've never managed to grow them before. I tried once and they came up the first year, and then I never saw them again. So hopefully we'll have better luck here. So anyway, some bulbs and corms, which they work like bulbs anyway. So yeah, some extra colour and simple plants. Bulbs and these type of things, they don't get any easier basically. You put them in the ground at the appropriate time, at the appropriate depth, and that's it. I mean, certainly the only thing you have to do with daffodils, especially the first year, is get those flower heads off as soon as they fade. If you allow the seed pots to form, you've wasted energy unless you're going to try and grow the seed, which is unlikely. So get those flower heads off as soon as they start to fade. Don't waste the energy in the bulb trying to produce seeds when you're not going to use them. Get them done, and then leave the leaves so that the photosynthesis and everything feeds that bulb up as best you possibly can for blooming the following year. So that's how bulbs tend to work. Probably a similar thing with these, but with these I would allow them to seed because they do self-seed quite easily, providing they're in the right conditions. If they're not, then they won't, you know, the seeds won't grow. So anyway, not exactly a big spender, but you know, splash of yellow for early spring. See, now these are February to April, these are March till April, so between them they should form a bit of a succession. If we get a really, really mild spring, these will come up in February and these could be early. Yeah? If we get a cold late winter, spring, these might be a bit later and these will be quite a bit later, so there'll be a bigger gap between them. So anyway, got those to plant. See you next time. Thanks for dropping by.